that's what I set up Redline to do, was help bridge this. How do we finance projects? So we've been financing solar projects with power purchase agreements for schools, churches, and cities since 2015. And for those who don't know, I mean, a power purchase agreement is basically the school, for example, is only buying the electricity. You're letting me put my equipment on your building, and you're buying the electricity. So no money out of pocket for the school. There's no risk for the school, because it's mine to keep on. If it doesn't produce, I can't sell you electricity. It's that simple. There's no, that's a win-win all the way around. It's cool because for schools, then they can buy it later on if they want to, if they've got the budget. And with schools in Iowa, we've got two budgets. We've got a capital budget and an operating budget. Immediate savings for the operating budget. Long-term, after all the tax goodies are used up that the school can't get, we kind of indirectly get them that benefit, then they can buy it themselves at a discount and have an even higher savings. It's different. It's not really different anymore because we've been doing it for 6 years, so it's not new anymore. But our program is one. There's a few out there. A lot of people have tried in Iowa, but it's tricky. You got to know what you're doing in Iowa to make these work and do it right. Fortunately, we have been. As far as savings go, we have close to 70 systems out there. Savings for schools really depends on how big, but we've got some that are saving $15,000, $20,000 a year. Smaller ones, just $2,000 to $5,000. It's generally 10 to 20% of their electricity spend, which can add up. But a couple of examples, Knoxville schools is saving $8,000 to $10,000 a year and $370,000 over the next 30 years. I've got another 1A school district that we could save them almost $20,000 a year, and over the 30-year life cycle, it's almost $4 million. Another one, $50,000 a year, almost $5 million over 30 years. So you can see the savings can be quite significant and can make a real difference. Federal tax credit, starting in 2024, the small projects are done. There is no tax credit for small projects, only large utility grade projects. So in all reality, we got a year and a half of taking advantage of the federal tax credit for any of our school projects or small projects or residential or whatever. It's 26 now, it drops to 22 in a year and a half, and then it's zero after that. So there is a sense of urgency if you want to try to take advantage of these tax credits for the schools in particular. We got to get started. A project takes 6 months from start to finish. If I talk to a school board now, it takes a couple months to get approvals and contracting. It takes 4 months to get through all the permitting. The construction is like nothing. It's all the paperwork before and after. So you can't dilly-dally around. That's why the timing of this is good. We want to get started with these projects moving forward, so at least we can give some schools some opportunity to add solar. And I did see in one of the Q&A, yes, you can get solar for no out-of-pocket. That's what all the ones that we have dealt with is. So we're happy to go into that later, or you can contact me later on that. The utilities aren't against solar. Mid-Am and Alliant, they just want to own it themselves. They're guaranteed 11% return on whatever they sell. So if I take a megawatt of solar on, that's a megawatt of less power they get to sell. So that's why they want to keep it for themselves. CIPCO is doing the same thing. They've got some large solar arrays out there. So they're not against solar. Now, when we get down to the RECs and the munis, it's hit or miss. Most of those, they're working for their communities. They're not working for shareholders. So, most of them are very cooperative. They want to make sure that they're not giving benefits to the solar customer that's hurting the non-solar customer. But most of them are doing well. we've got systems across the state, and small towns like Palo and Lisbon, which are, I think Palo's 1,000 people and Lisbon's 2,500. The mid-sized school cities like Knoxville and Williamsburg, like I said, Lisbon, their savings $8,000 a year. I mean, that's their Parks and Rec program. And I mentioned it's interesting because 90% of their electricity comes from there, et cetera. And we do that all over. Our latest project, which is really exciting to me, is City of Perry, which is going to top them all, because when we turn Perry into, what we're hoping to is turn Perry into the first Iowa city with a net zero footprint for all its municipal operations. So just shy of a megawatt of solar on 10 facilities. It should save taxpayers over $4 million over the next 30 years. Includes some very high visible, including our Red Line Solar Pavilion, along the bike paths, bike path covers, carports, rooftops, everything. You might even see some EV stations come to that one too. So combined with some RECs on a brownfield site, it looks like it's going to make City of Perry a net zero electricity user for the city, its city operations. So I give them kudos for that effort, and we're looking forward to doing that project. So whether you want solar on a library or a police station or fire station or water treatment plant, and we've got them all over these communities, and doing just that. I mean, it's making a difference. It really does for these communities, and love to do more. I'd love to see 100 of them. That's one of our other goals, is to get 100 cities with solar in them. And it all adds up.